Kuturumba. Ini bisa aku itu. Aku itu. Ini yang orang pun mana ini ada.
Of the Kisii community and indeed as Kenyans, let us not preempt what the PPI will present. I say that because quite a number of leaders have made it very clear that they will oppose what the PPI will recommend. In my wisdom, that is not the way to go. The way to go is to wait for the PPI report to be presented to the president. And once that report is presented by the president and the Honorable Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, and once it has been made public, then we will interrogate it. We will see what the content is, and then we will make an informed decision. I cautioned leaders from wholesome condemnation of the PPI report before it comes out. Instead, I said, if the report meets the threshold of the expectations of this country, we support it. But if it does not meet the threshold, I said, then we will mobilize the leaders from Kisii region to reject it. Let's interrogate the report. Let's see what the report is, what the report contains. Then after that, we'll make an informed decision. Let me be on record in saying this. Sometimes let us not be obsessed with the messenger. And instead of listening to the message, we condemn anything that comes from a particular person. And if you are perceived to be in this other grouping, anything from that side is wrong. That's not right. Let us look at the content. Let us look at the message. For example, in terms of structure of government, I want to say that insofar as the Prime Minister Raila Odinga is supporting a parliamentary system so that we can remove this trophy called the presidency, which has been the cause of post-election violence from 97, it started from 92, 97, 202, 207, 2013, we escaped it narrowly, and then here we are now, we don't know what will happen in 2022. In order to avoid this post-election violence, if you ask me, I'll tell you the parliamentary system is the way to go. Because then once we have elected members of parliament, whoever is the party leader of majority of the members of parliament automatically becomes the prime minister. So there will be no petitions. There will be nobody fighting another, there will be no community fighting another community that you have stolen the presidency from us. That will be the solution for post-election violence. So insofar as Prime Minister Raila Odinga is proposing that, I support him 100%. 100%. So sometimes let's not look at the messenger and ignore the message. The message. That will be the way to go. But then we know that there are tribes, for example, Mount Kenya region, which has over 6 million voters, but very few members of parliament. They're uncomfortable because their argument is that in a parliamentary system, the other communities which have lower numbers, for example, the so-called pastoralist communities in this country, which have about 2 million people, but they have elected members of parliament to the tune of 100. I think they're about 1 or 2. So in a pure parliamentary system, it means that those who align themselves to those communities that are more numbers in the assembly will have an advantage vis-a-vis those who have the actual numbers, actual votes. And my proposal will be a rationalization of the constituencies so that constituencies have an almost equal number of registered voters. We are appealing to our people, let us not jump the gun, let us wait, let us see what the PPA recommends, and then let us interrogate that report. But if it recommends a bigger parliamentary system, we will support it 100%, especially with a corresponding proposal to have the Senate as the upper house and an extended mandate to be in charge of vetting, so that instead of having Judicial Service Commission, Police Service Commission,